Current WWE is absolutely fantastic right now. As I've said many times, wrestling doesn't get any better than when you're actually having to question, is this legit? Is this a work or is this a shoot? Now, obviously, I think the majority of this is a work, but I think that there's some shoot elements in here, and there's some real questions from the creative process as to how we have ended up here. Now, as many of you know that have been following wrestling, recently The Rock returned and essentially stole Cody Rhodes' thunder, basically took the main event spotlight from Cody Rhodes, and I do believe that that was a creative decision that they very much intended to follow through with. The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I believe they did that for many different reasons, but I think one of the most prominent reasons was all of the controversy surrounding Vince McMahon. They wanted to bring a massive name in there to really shake things up. And to be fair, that's exactly what has happened, but for different reasons. So The Rock returns and confronts Roman Reigns, and it's pretty much a done deal. It's going to be Roman Reigns versus The Rock. But the fans, as they did with Daniel Bryan just about 10 years ago, stood up and decided, absolutely not. We are not going to accept this garbage. The Rock has not earned it. The Rock has been in Hollywood forever, and he's not just going to walk back in here after Cody Rhodes has earned this through the power of storytelling over the course of well over a year. To get to this point, The Rock's just not going to walk back in here and take this over. So the WWE responds as they should have, and I do believe that the fans forced that. Now you've got The Rock coming out on SmackDown last night, cutting a promo and essentially going all in on Hollywood/corporate heel Rock. And I think that's a damn good thing. He was excellent last night on the mic. Absolutely fantastic, no doubt about it. And there's been just a ton. There's been a ton of speculation about all of this. The Rock, WWE's WrestleMania 40 drama, who made the final call to change plans? The Rock is back for another road to WrestleMania, but the match he's getting isn't the one he originally wanted. It was his call the whole time to make that change. As I reported several times before, it turns out that Dwayne Johnson was convinced to let Cody Rhodes have the main event match, but it took a lot of backlash. It says right here, this person says, I exclusively reported on SES or SE Scoops that a source within WWE confirmed that The Rock initially intended to have a match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. The current scenario regarding the show was not The Rock's original preference, indicating that it was not part of the preconceived plan from the outset. He then conceded that Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns should be the main event. I was told The Rock conceded it should be Roman versus Cody. The Wrestling Observer newsletter confirmed that report, saying that it was The Rock's decision to book a tag team match for night one of WrestleMania 40. The word conceded was even used in Dave Meltzer's report. There is said to be far more behind the scenes that hasn't come out given the timing. Can't be talked about now, but Johnson over the weekend said it was best to be out of the Reigns match, put Cody in, which by this point everyone conceded by then. It was Johnson who then pitched the heel turn, and he did pitch the idea of Reigns and Rock versus Rhodes and Rollins match for just one night. So this is his idea if that's how it turns out. From the very beginning, I reported that the plans were locked in and the only person that can change the plans is The Rock. That is exactly what happened, much to the delight of the quote-unquote Cody crybabies all over the world who want to see the American Nightmare finish his story. Why the match was changed. The Rock publicly expressed his desire for a match against Roman Reigns on January 1st, appearing during the Day 1 episode of Raw. Subsequently, the match was arranged shortly thereafter, despite Cody Rhodes winning the 2024 Royal Rumble match. Notably, Triple H was aware of the agreement for Rock versus Reigns. Negative fan reaction and mainstream attention on the matter caused The Rock to make the call to pivot. That being said, he will now apparently play up the heel gimmick on WWE television for the Cody crybabies. And that is exactly what happened last night. You then have this update, The Rock's power struggle storyline with Triple H leading into WWE WrestleMania. Now, they've obviously played this up on television, which is a brilliant move, by the way. What do I think is actually going on behind the scenes? Do I think that there is potentially a power struggle behind the scenes? I think there probably is. I mean, look, The Rock is a big deal. I'm not a huge fan of Dwayne Johnson, the person. I'm a huge fan of The Rock, the wrestler, not Dwayne Johnson. Triple H has done a great job. And one thing that needs to be understood that is that if this was the old regime right here, we would have just gotten Rock versus Roman Reigns, and they would have pretty much ignored the fan backlash. Now, I know I say that they bent the knee to the Daniel Bryan movement. That was a whole different ball game. Like the Daniel Bryan yes movement was far bigger than the Cody movement right now. Cody's popular, no doubt about that. It ain't Daniel Bryan. But anyway, Triple H has done a great job with the storylines and the storytelling and his approach. I do think there's probably some behind-the-scenes drama between these two. But yeah, man, this thing is really interesting right now. Now, we have this right here. Reportedly, the original plan was to have Paul Heyman put over The Rock in a big way before he came out. But it says that it was supposed to run longer. That segment that we saw last night was supposed to run longer, and it did not run longer. I don't know what's to that. I don't know how to perceive that. I have no idea. And then we have this nonsense right here, which is just... You're an idiot if you think this is something that should happen. What if the glass shatters one more time as the Texas Rattlesnake returns to face the electrifying one to wrap one of the most historical feuds of all time? You are not a wrestling fan if you think this is even a possibility. Stone Cold Steve Austin is arguably the greatest to ever do it. He's my favorite. He cannot have another match. He's not there. We saw his match with Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens did a great job of taking care of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin cannot have a match, and The Rock, I don't think, is in ring shape at this point either. I'm not sure if he will be by the time he goes to WrestleMania, but even if he is, he's not in a position where he could take care of someone like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin needs someone that's somewhat in the prime of their career right now from a working standpoint. This would be a disaster. This would be an absolute nightmare. No one with a working brain actually wants to see this. But again, WWE is on fire right now. I'm loving the storylines. I'm loving it. And that's to say, that's with CM Punk out right now. I'm a huge fan of CM Punk. And that's with him being injured right now and not being intertwined in a lot of these stories, which means it could be even better. So right now, current WWE is on fire. The heel Hollywood corporate Rock is phenomenal. I don't know how long that's going to last, and I am interested to see how the dynamic between him and Roman Reigns ultimately plays out. Then you have the Cody story, which hopefully will become fully realized at WrestleMania. You've got Rollins out there. You've got Punk out there. You've got a lot of other things that could intertwine into all of this. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.